everyone, it's Mary Ellen and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things related to the storytelling industry. And as you guys know, I have been doing a little bit more personal-like videos lately just to kind of show my personality as an author a little bit more than trying to be a teacher, although there are some things coming up soon that are going to be more educational. But anyways, we're here for another weekly vlog. My camera is shaking all over the place, but yeah, it is gloomy here in Indiana. I'm not having a great hair day. It is officially cold. I'll be honest with you guys, I was having a moment this morning. The alarm went off and I just did not want to get out of bed. I was just like, I don't want to do today at all. And I'm frustrated because I'm having yet more hernia pain. I've talked about this in previous videos. And the new one is now my belly button is bleeding. Told the doctor, he said that your hernia can cause that. It can actually cause an opening where your belly button was closed. Give it a couple days. If the bleeding doesn't stop, I'm supposed to go in and get it checked. But there's not much they can do about it because I'm too fat for surgery. I'm trying so hard because I'm not old. I'm in my early 40s. Like, I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated with the health stuff. And I think what bothers me is like, because my health has been so touch and go this year, I'm just tired all the time. And there are so many things that I really want to do career-wise with writing and just personal stuff. And I feel like I'm being held back now because of my health. And this is what I was worried about. This is what I was concerned about because I feel like this happens to so many people. You try so hard and then your health gets you. Anyway, I'm okay. That's a depressing way to start the vlog. But this is really nerdy. You'll notice my background has changed. So you know what? The Kanban boards are great. I still recommend them, but I'm just doing something a little bit different lately. I'm trying to become more digital. I ended up switching over to Microsoft To Do. I don't know if you guys are familiar. It's similar to Google Keep. I really like it so far. I use Microsoft To Do because it integrates with my work stuff, so I can have work and personal. So I'm doing more digital. If you guys want a tutorial on Microsoft To Do, I can show it to you. I can also do one on Google Keep if you use Google. And I went to the dollar store and I got a couple of new things. I'm sure you guys can't see. I just got like a calendar. And then over here I have like a weekly to-do list. Pretty straightforward and simple, but just kind of changing it up a little bit, trying to go more digital and seeing if I can kind of streamline what's going on. But my dog's at daycare today. I'm doing laundry. I'm on a very short break from work. I'm getting ready to go into meetings for the day. And I just thought I would pop in and start the vlog as I had a small break. So I'll check in with you later. All right, so here's the weird thing I'm dealing with. So earlier this year, I think it was like March or April of this year, my sister and I joined a professional authors organization. I'm not going to name the organization. If you go to my website, it's not going to be hard to figure out because I have it listed on the website, but I'm not going to name it in this video. Let's just say it's a professional authors organization. I absolutely love this organization. They are a really great resource. They have a lot of trainings and webinars and lessons and opportunities to tap into legal representation if you need it. They're just a really good resource for authors, and I so enjoy being a part of the organization. I have attended webinars and courses at least once or twice a month since I joined the organization. I really do think it's worthwhile for the money and for everything I get from it. However, they have an online database that all of the authors basically fill out your profile when you join, and you get added to their online database. And this database exists as a way for you to connect with other members of the organization. And also they have opportunities, they have partnerships with like agents and publishing houses and things. So if they're looking for a certain type of author that writes a certain type of book, or if it's an agent that's looking for new people to take on, you are part of their searchable database, right? Which is really nice to have, and what an amazing opportunity, right? However, I am finding that somehow my information on that database, ever since joining the I think it has to be connected. Let's put it this way. I think it's connected. My author email gets so much spam. Most of the people who are reaching out to me on my author email are people that mention this organization. I found you through the blah, blah, blah database, and they're offering services to me for a fee. It'll be like, I'll help you market your book. I'll help you edit your next book. I'll help you promote on your social media. It's all these, I can offer you XYZ if you pay me X amount of dollars for my services, and I will help you build your author career. Sounds great, except number one, I do not have money for that, number one. And number two, these emails that they're sending to me are straight up Chat GPT. I mean, you can tell they're pretty scammy. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell that they are just, here's a blanket email, and they're sending it to multiple people in this organization. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating because my author email was the one space where I didn't really I don't use it to sign up for things typically. And so really the only communication that I would get would be like notifications from social media or actual emails from other authors, people who are reading my book, that sort of thing. And suddenly there is so much like, I saw your book When God and Cancer Collide on Amazon, and I want to help you market your book. Please connect with me and we can discuss payment options on book marketing packages. And I'm like, do I look like I've got money? Do I look like I've got money for that? And I know that it's just people trying to hustle and or scam, not sure which one, but I'm just like, man, as much as I love this organization, I'm like, do I want to stay in it? But already my email is already out there. So would it even matter at this point? I don't know. But anyways, y'all, it's frustrating. Has anybody else had this happen? Who joined some kind of like author organization? Because I'm like, for real, this is getting to be a little much. It's getting to be a little much. But yeah, so I went through and cleaned out my author email, and I had probably just from the weekend, because I cleaned it out on Thursday. So from Thursday to Sunday evening, I had like 15. Oh, I think it was it's like 13 to 15. It was close to 15 messages. The joys of authorpreneurship. Here's the thing though, like I get it. And if I ever was making enough money, I would probably hire an author assistant. I would, because it would be nice to have someone to update your socials for you and respond to emails and, you know what I mean? Respond to your comments, what of that. But I am not there. I don't sell very many books. My socials are not blowing up like mad. Like I don't have enough stuff coming in as an author to pay somebody. The little bit that I've got going on, I can handle myself still. So anyways, I don't know if anybody else deals with this, but I'm just like, y'all need to slow your roll. Mary's poor. When it comes to the author world. You guys know I have my author podcast. I'm kind of wanting to connect more with my paranormal side, with the author side as well. So I'm interested what you guys think about. I am considering incorporating some spooky stories. So maybe as I do like my weekly update to like end it with like a spooky story of some kind. I think that would be kind of fun. But let me know if you'd be interested in that, because some people don't like paranormal. But it's all good. All right. I'll see you guys later in the week. Bye-bye. Hello, friends. It is Thursday morning. I'm in a much better mood today than I was yesterday. I was like, boy, that is a depressing way to start a vlog. But it's all good. I'm really tired today, but I'm also surprisingly, like, I don't know if I'm getting a second wind or what. But I have been super productive this morning. I'm so excited for myself. So I needed to go grocery shopping, and I think I mentioned this previously on several vlogs that I work West Coast time now. I basically start working like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, and then I work until about 6 or 7, depending on the day, sometimes later than 7, but usually I try to wrap it up by 7. And that's because my hotels are all West Coast, so I started working West Coast time. I really need to go grocery shopping because my sister might be coming to visit me this weekend if she's feeling well. And so I was like, I don't want to go grocery shopping at like 7 p.m. So let me see if I can go first thing in the morning. I set my alarm, got up, y'all. I went grocery shopping, which, by the way, if you have not gone grocery shopping first thing in the morning on a weekday, it's kind of life-changing, okay? Because there's no one there There was no one there. Like, I got in and out of the store in like 30 minutes. I typically go to Aldi for the majority of my stuff. And then anything else I need, I can go to the regular grocery store. Because we have a big chain grocery store that stays open till like 10 p.m. And then our Aldi is open 8 to 8. So I was at Aldi at 8 a.m., got all my grocery shopping done except for like a few odds and ends. I went and got myself a good Diet Coke from McDonald's. And now I'm back home. I start work in about 15 minutes. I'm like, wow, this may potentially be the most productive I've been in a while when it comes to non-work related stuff. But I have a very busy work day today. I'm going to try to wrap it up by 6:30 if possible, because I'm starting at like 9:30 today. So we'll see how it goes. It just depends on how busy you get. Like, sometimes it gets busier later in the day and sometimes it doesn't. And that's about it. But there's a lot of things going on right now, just health-wise, with myself, with my sister, with her husband, just in general. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't feel well, like, health-wise. I'm having a lot of issues with my hernia right now. I haven't been in my hot tub, obviously, because my belly button is bleeding. So you don't want to get in the hot tub with an open sore. It's gotten really cold here in Indiana. We're doing the whole dreary gray day thing is starting, which I was not prepared for that happening this early in the season. Usually we don't start seeing that till like full into November, but it's starting in October. It's cold. It's just been a rough week. And then on top of all of that, I'm just feeling really disappointed because I'm not making progress in some of my writing projects that I wanted to make. I know my sister and I have 5 more podcast episodes that are coming out next week. We're finishing up the season. For those of you who don't follow our podcast, we usually start depends every year. We used to start in March and go through October. I think next year we're going to push it back to like May probably, or June. But we usually just go through the summer months. We do our last episode on Halloween typically. And then after the Halloween episode, we take a break. And this year, our break is going to be extended. And that is because we're dealing with health issues. Let me tell you, you hit your 40s and your body just falls apart, because I'm dealing with my health issues. My sister is dealing with some health issues. Her husband is dealing with health issues. And to be honest with you, there's just a lot going on health-wise and medically. And our focus has not been on the podcast. I also really want to start working on some of my side projects, because I know that there's just so much going on in my sister's life that she isn't going to have time to work on writing. She just isn't. And so the Growing Up Haunted book and the Colleges and Universities book, she hasn't touched in a year. I haven't touched the Growing Up Haunted book in probably 6 months. Like, it hasn't been a priority for us, and it's fine, right? Because we're getting older and we're having issues, and I get it. So like, I'm not upset about it, but also I have the goal of having 1 book written a year. So I think I'm going to table some of our projects we're doing together, and I'm going to start working on my own side project because I want to get things done. And so I figure that I'm just going to kind of do my side project first. And then once she kind of wraps her head around her health issues and everything that's going on, we can regroup and hopefully start fresh for next season on the podcast and kind of go from there. But this has been a rough year for all of us in terms of like health and finances and home repairs, and just there's been a lot, and trying to juggle all of that stuff with a full-time job, it's a lot. And so I think that I'm just going to take a pause, and I'm going to work on my own projects for a while. And then when she's ready to come back to it, we can go back to it. So that's kind of the goal. I'm sad about it, but also it's fine, because what do? Like, your health is your health. And also I think I'm doubly motivated because you guys know I've been trying to lose weight, and I spoke to my doctor, and we spoke about the fact that I need to have this hernia fixed, abdominal wall reconstruction, all the conversation that we had. I have about another 60 pounds. I'm already down 66 pounds. If I lose another 60 pounds, I will be down in the low 40s for BMI. I'll be like between 40 and 45, right? And they really want you to be out of obesity range, or as close to out of obesity range, before they do the surgery. So my doctor told me if I could get down to like 40 to 45 BMI, that we would revisit surgery. Well, that's probably going to be like a yearish from now. Maybe next. I mean, if you do the math on how fast I lost this, if I really buckle down, I could probably have that done in a year. So in a year from now, when I hope my sister is feeling better because her health is in better control, and I think hope her husband's feeling better because his health issues will hopefully have resolved by then, I'm going to be the one that goes down, because this is a full abdominal wall reconstruction where they have to like cut you open, reconstruct, and my doctor said depending on how complicated the surgery is, it could even mean going to like a rehab for rehabilitation and physical therapy for a few weeks or like a month or two, which is absolutely terrifying because what in the world do I do with my dog? Like, I'm a little bit panicked, but I'm really hoping that there are other options we can explore other than like a full-on, we're cutting you open and slicing and dicing you. But like, I think what's going to happen is we're taking a break right now because of my sister's health. We're going to take a break later because of my health. And then it's going to be like 2 years with us not getting anything done. So I think I would like to work ahead on some of my stuff to knock those out. That way, when I am down, she can kind of take the lead on the stuff that she wants to complete. And then we're not really ever completely not creating things. Does that make sense? I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited that I'm getting closer to surgery, but I'm also terrified because this is a pretty major surgery that they're doing. I mean, they're rebuilding my abdominal wall. Like, that's not going to be an easy surgery, but also I can't live like this anymore. So yeah, I think I'm going to work on some of my own projects and see what I can put together. But all right, unfortunately, my time went by really fast. So I'm going to have to go to work, but I will probably try to check in with you guys later. Maybe if I'm doing something. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next segment. It's the end of the day. Just finished work. I'm a little overdone today. Do you want to know why I'm overdone? I started off so good. Do you want to know why I'm overdone? Because it's really freaking cold. It's really, really freaking cold out there. And I found out that it is, in fact, not a yeast infection that's going on in my belly button. It is a bacterial infection. And that this is expected to be recurring because of how much my hernia drops and blocks my belly button. First of all, I was unaware you could get infections. Maybe that's stupid, but I was unaware you could get infections in your belly button. Now, when I Googled, it said yeast infection. So I was treating it like a yeast infection, which means like getting like the antifungal cream. And then it didn't clear up. It got worse. It started bleeding. So I reached out to the doctor. And the doctor was worried that it was my hernia reopening my belly button, as I said earlier in this video. But no, it's a bacterial infection. But it's all stemming from this stupid freaking hernia. Also, TMI, I have to pee more because the hernia is also pressing on my bladder. I mean, this is just a sign for me that I have got to keep on with what I'm doing. I meet with my weight loss clinic tomorrow, because I got to lose this weight and get this fixed. It's going to suck. It's going to be a very big deal. But I mean, I can't do this. But yeah, I have to go pick up some antibiotics apparently. And an ointment to put up in there. And hot tub season is officially on pause. And in fact, I am debating, my sister's coming up this weekend. I shocked the hot tub, like over-shocked it earlier this week, just in case anything was floating in there to make sure it was safe for her to use. But like, I think hot tub season may actually come to an end, which disappoints me. So for those of you who don't know, inflatable hot tubs are not really made for the harshest part of winter. People do leave them up, but it depends on how you can enclose it, right? So if you leave it out in the elements, your inflatable hot tub is not going to survive, typically, depending on what model you get. Mine is rated down to like 14 degrees Fahrenheit or 12, something like that. But obviously, in Chicago, it gets colder than that in the winter, so I would have to take it down regardless. But it's not made for the elements. So people who do have these and leave them up throughout the winter usually have like a gazebo. They put it in a porch, like a covered porch. They put it in a Three Seasons room, whatever. They have it someplace where it's protected from like the ice and the snow and the rain and all of that kind of stuff, because they will become damaged if you leave them out in those elements. I already have some staining going on the lid of my hot tub just from, rain and like the leaves falling. The leaves are falling and staining the lid. So I'm kind of debating because my original goal was to stick it in the garage. But now I've got this weird belly button thing that the doctor thinks is going to be recurrent. So do I really need to be sitting in a hot tub? You know what I mean? And I think I'm mad about it because like the hot tub was the one thing that was like really bringing me relaxation and peace. And I already gave up the pool. Now I'm giving up the hot tub, and I'm going to have to go into winter with just like apparently recurrent belly button infections and, pain. So good times. So yeah, you can see why writing has been on pause lately, but because of all my health issues, I still really want to attack it. So I think I'm going to sit down with you guys in the morning. We're going to find a project to start and go from there. So wish me luck. Meanwhile, I'm going to go pick up my medication from the drugstore. It's like 6 p.m., a little after 6 p.m., and I need to figure out what I'm eating for dinner. I may be really bad and go through drive-thru today because it's just been one of those days. But we'll see. Okay, bye. Look at this dog. Look at the baby. Oh my goodness, she's a baby. Hello friends, it's Friday. I just got done with a lot of running this morning. Very busy morning, much like yesterday. But I want to pop in here and I don't know what my computer's doing. What are you doing? Come back on, yo. You're ruining my light. Anyway, busy morning, much like yesterday. And I started work a little bit later this morning because of the running I had to do, which is fine. Thankfully, my job is very flexible, and that's one of the reasons why I love my job as much as I do. So anyway, it looks like my sister is going to potentially come see me this weekend, but we weren't sure. I'm still saying potentially, even though she says she's coming. I'm like, it's still potential because you got to make it through the day, and if you don't feel well, stay home because you're sick. So like, it's fine, but hopefully it looks like she's coming to see me this weekend, which I'm really looking forward to because nothing beats sister time. My sister is my best friend and I can be myself around her. And look, are we codependent? Probably. Like, we probably need to be in therapy for our codependency, but I don't give a crap. She's my bestie and I just am happier when she's around. So I'm glad I'm getting a little sister time. All right, so I did go see my doctor this morning. Some of you guys may be aware of my health journey. I talk about it quite often on here about the health issues I'm dealing with, but I really talk more detail on my TikTok. And then I have a second YouTube channel that I sometimes post things on, but really not as often as I probably should. It is linked below. I have like my link that has all the links. It's kind of like a link tree, but it's on my actual website and it does link it on there. So if you really want to go check it out, but I don't post there. I post like maybe once a month or something. I don't post very often on there. It's mostly my TikTok where I do like weekly and daily updates. But long story short, I did go see my health and weight loss clinic. So I have a lot of doctors. I have my medical doctor who's like my main medical doctor. I saw him like a couple weeks ago. And then this is the weight loss clinic, essentially, that's helping me with the diabetes and the weight loss. And the conversation we were having today is that my weight loss has really stalled. And the conversation was, do we want to move up in dose? Do we want to change the diet? Do we want to add additional, like, what do we want to do? And the main thing is obviously the main reason I'm on Mounjaro is for diabetes. And it is doing a really good job of keeping my blood sugar where it needs to be, but my blood sugar is just a little bit higher than we want it to be. So right now, my fasting blood sugar, like the blood sugar I take in the morning when I wake up, is typically anywhere between 105 and like 115 or 120. Some days it's up towards 120. So there's been a couple days it's been over 120. And the doctor really wants that 110 and higher numbers to go away. So the goal is to keep it between 90 and 110, right? You don't want it to be below 90 because then it's getting too low. And you don't really want it to be above 110 because then it's hitting it's in that very steady pre-diabetic range. So the conversation was, do we up the dose? Well, I don't really want to take additional medication because my blood sugar is not out of control to the point where we need to. Like, I don't need to add like metformin and stuff to the mix because it's not that high, you know what I mean? But I also am hesitant to move up in dose because a lot of the harder side effects with Mounjaro happen in the higher doses. Also, if you're using it to aid weight loss, which of course I'm doing, there's only so many doses up you can go before you max out on the medication. And I have to lose like an entire person worth of weight still. So I'm kind of like, if my blood sugar is just slightly high but steady, I'm still losing, it's just slow. Is it a medication change, or is this change your diet? And so the conversation we had is it is change the diet, right? So as silly as this sounds, when I got diagnosed with diabetes, because I was just in the diabetic range, nobody had a conversation with me about counting carbs, how many carbs you should have in a meal. Like, that conversation was never had with me. And we had the conversation today. So the focus is still primarily on protein. So they want me to have at minimum 30 grams of protein per meal, but a little more if you can, because my protein for the day needs to be between 100 and 120. So they were like, if you can get 30 per day and then have a high protein snack, you're probably going to hit the 100. So that's still the priority, but now we're keeping a closer eye on the carbs as well. So I have a whole list of like where my macros should be. And of course, I'm still staying in my calorie range of 1,800 to 2,000 calories. So it's a little bit overwhelming, but I'm totally on board with it because I just don't see a reason to like up medication if this is something that I can do with diet, because realistically, we want this to be a lifestyle change so that someday I'm not on medications. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's what we're working on, and that was my doctor's appointment this morning. I do have work here in a few minutes. I started a little bit later today because of my doctor's appointment. So thankful to having a flexible work schedule that works with me on this stuff. So I know I mentioned in yesterday's little snippet that we're going to pick the next project to work on because my sister is dealing with health issues and I want to still try to work on something because I have the goal of getting one book out per year. And so we're looking at things I can work on next. And so the project that I'm starting is I'm going to do a book about haunted locations in Porter County, Indiana, which is where I live. I live in Porter County, and I'm looking forward to researching and getting in contact with people and getting, local ghost stories. So that is what I'm doing next. And I've mentioned it in previous video, but I think that rather than talking about it and thinking about gathering research, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to jump right on in. Short term, between now and really the end of, this was supposed to be done by end of October, but with everything that's going on, this might be mid-November. Finish the audiobook to this. You can see I've got it marked because I've been recording my reading and trying to get the audio files. So that should be done in just a couple of weeks, hopefully, if I get everything going like I want it to. And then I think I am going to take a little break for the holidays and just work on social media, building some of the course ideas that I had, that kind of thing. And then I think once we get past the beginning of the year, I'm going to hit the ground running on the Porter County, Indiana book. Now, that doesn't mean I won't do research because I'm thinking about going ahead and getting some of the research together. But I really want to reach out to each individual location up here and actually find real life experiences where people would be willing to talk about the ghost stories and kind of everything that's going on. So that's what I think I'm going to work on next. So project number 1, finish the audiobook. Project number 2 is I'd like to map out and plan the course ideas that I have. Because remember I told you guys I want to come up with affordable courses and resources for other authors, but the keyword being affordable. So I'm going to start mapping those out and planning those, and then start off with the Porter County, Indiana book. That's my goal. So I think that's how I'm going to handle it. I also have a lot of ideas. I have a whole list of paranormal ideas, but I think I'm going to start with the local book first. And then hopefully by the time I get most of the research and most of the writing done for that book, because I think if things go well, I should have that done in, I'm going to say 6 months at the most, just depending on people's schedules and getting stories together. Probably less than that, but let's say 6 months to be safe. And then that would bring us to next summer. And hopefully by next summer, my sister's health issues are kind of under control enough where, she's in a better headspace, and then we can work on our colleges and universities book together and get that hopefully knocked out by the end of next year is the goal. So yeah, that's the project I'm working on next. I'm excited about it. The audiobook, it's not even an issue of it being difficult. It's just life has been crazy and I still don't have that done. But I'm working on it. So yeah, that's the goal. So Not the most exciting weekly vlog, but I do like checking in with you guys. It's fun just to kind of talk about like what's on my thoughts and what's happening throughout the week. So let me know how your week went. What are you working on? What are you excited about? Leave me a comment below. Tell me all about it. Or have you posted any videos this week? Because it's been so busy. I'm kind of behind on my whole AuthorTube and BookTube video catch up. So I usually catch up on the weekend, but now that my sister's here, I probably won't get to catch up till Sunday night. So let me know what you're up to. Let me know if you've dropped a new video so I can check it out, because I would love to check in with you and leave you some comments and likes and return the love. All right, I will talk to you guys in the next one. If you like this video, make sure you comment, like, share, subscribe, all the things. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.